Hi, class. My name is Keisha Dunham, and I'm so excited to be a part of this classroom. I've learned so much, and I'm so grateful to be a part of St. Thomas University. Let's go ahead and dive right into it. It is pretty late, and I have an event tomorrow, so hence the rollers. I'm not taking it out. I'm so sorry. I tried to be a little bit more presentable. But I did take some notes down, and I'm just gonna go ahead and read it. I would have loved to have done a voiceover, but it's absolutely okay. So I went ahead and introduced myself, and I want to talk about the topic that I have. It is Growing Minds, Kind Hearts. It's basically a social emotional learning unit for grades K through 2. This unit focuses on helping young learners build emotional intelligence and empathy. I think that's so important because I think we don't understand, even as adults, we need to learn how to, focus on just maintaining our emotions. And I feel like once you get a hold of your emotions, you become a little bit more powerful instead of just, not learning how to regulate your emotions. And that's something that I am working on, and not getting too overwhelmed and just taking a deep breath. And I think that it's great for young children to know how to regulate and things like that. So basically, side 2, this unit is useful because, like I said, SEL skills directly impact academic achievement and classroom behavior. It's unique in its age appropriate and culturally relevant approach. This urgency lies in post-pandemic emotional recovery. Most, and actually many students are struggling with regulation, like I said before, and grown adults are, grown adults also with regulations. Is ultra specific to K through 2 emotions and empathy, but supports larger whole child education frameworks. Let's go on to side 3, which is purpose. This unit intended for students in grades K through 2, typically ages 5 to 7. It fits into morning meetings, language, arts, blocks, and guidance lessons. It aligns with Florida best standards for ELA, the CASEL social emotional competencies, and Florida health education standards. And now we're going to go on to slide 4, which is learning objectives. By the end of this unit, students will be able to identify and label at least 4 basic emotions using visuals and stories. This will also be able to demonstrate strategies for managing anger and frustration through role play and discussion. Let's go on to slide 5, strategies. To present the content, I'll be using the engaging read alouds like The Color Monster, which is one of my favorite, and Many Colored Days. These books help students connect emotionally and visually with different feelings. We'll also use, let's go on to number 6, we'll also use hands-on resources such as a feelings wheel, mood meters, and drawing activities. Group discussions will help students share their thoughts and learn from their peers. One thing I do want to piggyback on off of is that children love the feeling wheel because they're able to turn the wheel and then explain to their peers why they're feeling a certain way. I also did like a team building experience for adults, and basically the person or the host would say, can you give me on a scale 1 to 10, 10 being the happiest and 1 being the lowest, just tell us how you feel. And everybody went around the room, and of course I said I was feeling like a number 8, and then there were some people that said they were a 5, and everybody were so concerned. And I think that that's a way that we can tap into how we can make other people feel good as well. Slide 7 is strategies. Students will both work individually and collaboratively. So, for example, they'll complete personal journal, and they'll act out social situations with a partner doing these activities. And definitely during digital resources like Sesame Street, I love, will also be used. Okay, as far as evaluation, this was used to assess implementation. Students will submit a portfolio that includes journal entries, drawings, and a group of empathy skip. These deliverables show growth in both understanding and application of SEL. Slide 9 is evaluation. Okay, so it's a 4-point rubric to assess and skit other tasks. A score of 4 means that the student shows strong understanding and empathy, while a 1 means additional support is needed. And this basically helps track individual progresses. With slide 10, we're going to go to effectiveness. 1 is basically to evaluate student success. I'll use a pre and post unit SEL checklist as well as teacher reflection logs. These tools help measure emotional awareness and regulation over time. The effectiveness, which is side 11, effectiveness part 2, which would be to evaluate the unit overall, and I'll basically compare behavior incidents before and after the unit, and I'll also collect survey feedback from parents and teachers to identify strengths and areas for improvement. Number 12, it's basically all about mapping. This table shows how each activity connects to the learning objectives. For example, the feelings wheel supports emotional identification, while the role play and skit supports both objectives. Slide 13 would be mapping deliverables. This table maps the students' deliverables to the unit objectives. The journal and drawing focuses on label emotions, while the group skits targets both objectives, labeling, and strategy use. Slide 14 is my reflection. Okay, basically creating this unit reminded me that teaching is more about academics. Social emotional learning plays a powerful role in student development. Designing the unit helped me realize the importance of intentional emotional responsive instruction. And I think that we should, focus more on the social emotional aspect along with academics, because I feel like if your mood is good, then you're obviously going to have a better outcome. And this was my presentation. I hope you guys enjoyed.